Tens of millions of Americans desperately want to hear what Donald Trump thinks when it comes to the hush money trial, says the legal team of Donald Trump. And for that reason, there can't be a gag order on him. Donald Trump's ability to talk about the hush money payments, to talk about how he swears he's not attracted to Stormy Daniels or whatever nonsense he wants to say, that can't be infringed because people want to hear it. Now, they've already heard all of this many, many times, but the legal team believes that they need to be able to hear it again, even if there are significant potential side effects and ramifications of him going ungagged in this fashion.
Before we continue with the story, we depend on members to keep on going. Don't wait, click join now on YouTube.
But this is a fight, and we don't yet know who's going to win. Manhattan prosecutors want him to be barred from making remarks that could potentially incite attacks on anyone involved in the trial. That could be witnesses who might testify, jurors, court staff, the judge. And they say, the Trump legal team, that the proposed gag would harm not only Trump, but those who want to listen to his campaign speech. So, and bear in mind, he has a chance in this case because you can see there that his lawyers are listed and Alina Habba is not a part of it. So this thing is not necessarily a lock for those who are against Donald Trump as they have been in the past. So they should be able to hear Trump's campaign speech. And my immediate thought is maybe he could talk about policy or something. Maybe he could talk about something other than the fact that he thinks that Stormy Daniels has a horse face or whatever nonsense he'll say. Maybe he could talk about something other than whoever the judge ends up being is anti-Trump and they had a second cousin who once donated to Biden or something. Maybe that's not actually core or shouldn't be core to his his campaign to become president again. But from Trump's point of view, I do believe that he believes that it is. And I do think, again, that he always wants to play defense against his base understanding who he is and what he's done. And in particular, in all of these cases, Donald Trump wants to be able to attack the witnesses publicly and privately. We know that he does witness intimidation like it's some sort of natural reflex of his. And he definitely wants to attack any jurors that, some right-wing provocateur makes a claim against. He definitely wants to attack the other lawyers. He wants to attack the jury. All of that is true. But I want you all to remember that there is a particular special reason that he might want to have as much leeway as he can get in how he communicates about this topic. Because we already know from prior reporting that this is the one that got through to Melania. Okay, she doesn't care about the Trump organization being a big fraud or whatever. Why the hell would she care about that? For some reason, the fact that dozens of women made claims that he had sexually harassed or assaulted them, we didn't get good, reliable reporting that had really bothered her. The E. Jean Carroll thing, the fact that he is now, according to a jury, a sexual abuser, we've never seen any indication that bothers her. But when it comes to this, we already know that it did. We know that when the initial reporting came out, she was supposed to go on this foreign trip with him and decided not to do that. We know that she specifically left his side to go back to Mar-a-Lago to humiliate him because she was feeling humiliated. And as much as I'm not a fan of Melania Trump or whatever, I understand where she's coming from. It is utterly humiliating to have to go through this and to have to pretend to be okay with it, to put like a strong face forward and imply that Donald Trump is not, an utter embarrassment of a husband and a man. That's gotta be tough. And she's about to go through it again. Like at the end of the day, the vast majority of the people who are gonna be tuning into this trial and waiting to see what happens with it, waiting to see what Trump will say about it, what we wanna know is what's the evidence? Did he do this, which he did? Did he try to do the payments? He did. Did he try to reject the payments at the end and not pay her after he won the election? Yes, that's true too. But we want to know what laws he potentially broke and if there are going to be consequences for it. But for Melania, like every single day of this is going to be a personal torture. And I don't think that Donald Trump has the ability to come up with a sequence of words that will reassure her. But he's got to try from his point of view. And so I think that that's a special extra layer of seasoning on this appeal. He never wants to be gagged. That is ultimately true. Nobody doubts that. But in this case, the dude does not want to be limited in how he attacks Stormy Daniels, calls her a liar, implies that it didn't happen, no matter how much evidence comes up. And so it's gonna be very interesting to see in this particular case whether the gag actually goes through, because there are huge consequences either way, not only in terms of the possible threats that might come to those involved in the trial, and there's a long history of that. Bomb threats against the judges that they happened in the civil fraud trial. That same judge received a packet of white powder. So the threats have already come. They will continue to come. We know that the AG in New York as well also received other threats, voicemails and things like that. But then you also have the fact that there's domestic concerns for him to worry about.